What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Tomb Raider Anniversary Edition. We are playing through the 2008 remake of the original game, and we are back with episode 3, so welcome back, everybody. In the last episode, we basically made our way through this temple from the entrance, and we got to kind of be confronted with, like, the bear and a bunch of wolves. But more importantly, we got to see how they're going to change up the environment. And I was actually pleasantly surprised at how they were going to do it. In the first video, I got a comment saying that the change to the environment, some people didn't like when this game originally came out. And so we're going to be comparing the difference between the environments, because me as an environmental artist, I find this sort of thing interesting. And I want to kind of get into the mindset of or into the heads of the level designers on why maybe they made those changes, the changes that weren't necessarily well received. Was there actually valid reason behind it? And was it not well received simply because of nostalgia and it not living up to that nostalgia, or is it actually bad design? So that's something that I definitely want to kind of keep track of and take note of as we go through. But yeah, we are back with episode 3, level 3, and we're going to be continuing on. But before we do, if you guys enjoy this series and you're interested in both the comparison that I do on these videos, and also if you are keen on the new game that is coming out this year, which is another remake of this game, we're going to be playing through that too on this channel. So please do hit that subscribe button if you are keen to check out that series. We get to do like a full, which is interesting, we get to do like a 3-game stage comparison almost on how kind of the environment will have evolved over 3 versions of the game. So that's going to be really cool to do. So if you guys are interested in that, please do hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed this video, please do hit that like button. But we're not going to waste any time. We're going to continue on. Already this looks different to what we got in level 3 of the original. This looks like the Waterfall, but I thought we started up there in the original game. So we're now starting down below, where I believe there was a cave in the original level, here as well. So that's interesting. I thought this cave also led to the raptors. So that's gonna be interesting. Oh, hello. Oh, not ADS, don't ADS. I can jump too. Oh no! Get up! Yeah, piece of cake. Where'd they come from? Oh, I think this is the cave. Right? Or maybe this is like to give us a nod at that cave that was originally here. Okay. That looks like a cog. Thank you. Let's have a look. Now this is new. This definitely wasn't in the original. It seems like we got some kind of water powering mechanism thing. That's a very technical term. We got a water wheel. It's kind of powering these cog, and also interesting how they've done that. Move towards the ladder. Okay, so I guess we go up here. Or up there. That do. It moves the thing up. So what I think we probably have to come back to this. I think what it's gonna do is it's gonna move that gear into place so it starts to turn the whole mechanism. So yeah, I reckon that's what's gonna happen, because we originally had cogs that we had to place. Wait a minute, we just get a cog? Surely we don't just place it on this rod. Yes. Hey, okay. Ha ha ha! There you go. Well, hold on. Should we do this? Maybe we have to go that way for like a puzzle. Well, not a puzzle, like a hidden item. Yeah, we'll go. Hold on. We'll check out up there real quick, just to make sure we're not gonna miss anything. Also, you know what we also need to do? Now, I remember the end of this level, we open up the door behind the waterfall, right? It looks like that's going to be the same. Oh, but we got a cave. Alright, so let's check out what's in the cave first. And we'll climb up the waterfall. See if there's anything hidden up there as well. Now, I've always found the mechanic of swimming really interesting in games, as kind of it's a love and hate relationship, I think, with gamers and the swimming mechanic, because it could be stressful because you're gonna run out of breath, right? So there's a timer mechanism to it, and I'm one of those gamers that don't like timers. I suck at time trials and like racing games that require you to kind of beat a specific time. I'm not a fan of. But other people really enjoy it, so I think it's an interesting mechanic because it implements this timer that, in a way, can produce stress on the player, right? So it gives that kind of sense of urgency, which, you know, is also a story mechanic. If you want to create urgency in a story, just add a timer. I think it's called the clock, something, clock or something like that. It's got a name to it. But you don't have to add the timer to swimming as well. Like games like Ratchet and Clank, you wear like a breath mask thing, like a helmet or whatever. And that allows you to breathe underwater, so you could just basically swim underwater indefinitely. And that, for me, is definitely my preferred way of swimming in games, because there's less of that stress. But I think that it's an important way to balance the jump while holding shift quickly. Okay. Let's try it. I don't know what button shift is on my controller. We take damage? No, I don't think we did. What was I saying? Yeah, if you want to get the balance right in a game, having it... There's actually a trick, and I think this is really cool, and because Subnautica just came out, they actually employ this trick really well. So, you have the timer mechanic on basically how long you can swim underwater before you start to take damage, but you also add a secondary timer, hey yo, where you give the player this extra grace, this extra room to not be perfect in terms of their timing execution, right? In Subnautica, you run out of oxygen and then there's this blackout period, but that blackout period is actually quite a long period of time that you can, I think you could travel like 50 meters underwater from the water to the surface with it being pitch black, right? The whole screen's blacked out before you actually die, and it gives that sense of urgency to the player and that stress, especially because the whole screen goes black, but enough grace that when you actually make it to the surface, you feel like you clutched it, that you did something really good because you made it to the surface, well blacked out, and it feels like you just got there in the nick of time. And it's a really well done system to kind of implement a timer, but not punishing the player too harshly, right? Well, I'm curious if I think we got that in this game as well in the last episode where we couldn't get through the trapdoor, and this is why I bring it up. Like, we were taking damage, but there was actually a point, especially when I was editing the video, that I noticed that we weren't taking damage, even though we should have been. And I think that they also implemented a similar mechanic so that when we got out of that water, we felt like relieved, and we did. Like I was like, "Whoa, my God, we're out, we survived," and it got that reaction out of me. And I think that was kind of part of the intentional programming behind the breathing mechanic. So it was really well done, and I really appreciate when game developers take that extra effort, and that only comes by testing the game and seeing kind of how players react and if they get frustrated at parts. Kind of how can you improve that without extending the timer or just making it super easy, right? You can extend the timer, but you don't tell the player they have that extended timer, and it still keeps that stress. And I think that's really clever. It makes the game much more intense without being too punishing and making players just want to rage quit. We get a jump. Yeah. Oh, I'm pressing circle. I have to press triangle. Also, check out this. Oh, that's pretty cool. Alright, so if you look in this little crevice here, you can see like these leaves and stuff, and they're like little cards, which are basically just flat planes that have been textured with leaves. It makes it look like there's three-dimensional leaves. But you might notice something on the walls. So let's see if I can get my camera to go on this. Notice how the leaves are just the texture of the rock. Leaves just are flat. But it doesn't look like that. At a quick glance, it looks three-dimensional. And that's a really well done texturing trick where the texturing itself is done to look three-dimensional. It's like a, what'd you call it? One of those optical illusions. And they've employed that kind of, I guess, foundation when they were texturing these leaves to make them look three-dimensional. It's like the leaves down there, I'm convinced that they're sticking out of the wall and that they're not just a flat texture on the wall, but they're just flat. And they further sell it by adding just the occasional flat plane cards of leaves. But yeah, you can see on this rock, it's just a texture that's flat on its surface. Especially if we look into the cave further back, right at the back, that looks like it's fuzzy and there's leaves there. Really good texturing that they've done, considering this is like an older game. See, this game uses what we call in the industry NPR, which stands for non-physically based rendering. Now, what is industry standard right now is what we call PBR, which stands for physically based rendering. And essentially, physically based rendering utilizes physics calculations and mathematical equations to calculate light in a physically accurate way. Where games from this generation, we didn't have the computing power to be able to calculate those sorts of things, and the development of the algorithms and the mathematics hadn't yet been completed, or hadn't yet been tried or done to create the new visuals that we currently have in video games. So all of the texturing that you see done, the artist has actually lit the environment manually. It's somewhat being calculated by the computer, which we call baked lighting. But in terms of the texturing, like for example the leaves, what they've gone and done is they've added shadow behind the leaves. So that's what we call a drop shadow. and that's been hand painted because it's a flat texture. And then they've added highlights just to the tips of the leaves to make them three-dimensional. And this is what we call a diffuse texturing process, where you add the lighting information into the texture itself by kind of hand painting it, or you can have the computer somewhat calculate it, and you get the effect of it looking like it's lit. Like you can see the highlights just towards the top of the cave there. Actually, is that a hook? Oh, are we supposed to jump to that? Hold on. Yeah, oh, okay. Okay. I see. So we're not supposed to jump to that? Right. But yeah, you can see that in the shadowy areas, in fact, you can also see it on this cave. Might be a little bit easier if you can see kind of in the cave, it's a little bit darker, a little bit cooler in terms of the shading, and then on top they've added this a little bit warmer, brighter leaf textures, and that just, to us looking at this, makes it feel like some leaves are in the shadow, some leaves are being lit by sunlight, and it fakes the lighting because there's no actual lighting being calculated. This is all done artistically, and it's done really well. And this was done during the time before lighting was really calculated in real time. Lighting back then had to be pre-calculated and baked into the texture. And we call it baking because we leave the computer to calculate, and we have to step away from the computer because we can't do anything while it's baking. Just like you can't do anything while a cake's baking. So that's kind of where the term comes from. So we leave the computer to bake the textures, to do all the calculations, and it will light the environment. Then we come back, then we can play it. But the thing is, when you bake lighting, you can't change it after the fact, in real time. So if you wanted to move a light in the scene, you have to move the light, rebake the whole thing. So I just hit the mic, and it would be a bit of a process to do. So you'd have to calculate it each time, and that might take. I think some games that I've calculated lighting for have taken a good 12, maybe even 18 hours to do. And that was on hardware that this game would have found a luxury to run on, even back when I first started. So yeah, it's cool to see just this old kind of texturing method looking so good even on modern hardware, despite the technical limitations that they were faced with. Wait, hold on. Can we swing over there as well? Is that where we're supposed to go? Okay. Ooh, I don't know if we... Hold on, let's... down a bit. Oh, okay, so this is the area where we'd put the cogs in, I think, for the original game. Okay, I think there's something up there that we need to... Oh, no! Dang it! Okay, so this is where the original cogs would have been. Right? And there are 5 of them. 1, 2... Oh! Oh, hell no! Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there was 5 in the original game as well. That we had to place into the wall. So I think that's a homage. I think that's how you say the word. a homage to the original without actually kind of putting the puzzle here. So that's interesting. It seems like they've moved it visually to the waterfall because we have to open the door behind the waterfall. Ah, no! Alright, we're back. It's not messes up this time. Jump. So I think we see this in the trailer of the new game, right? Kind of this section. I feel like this is kind of a similar section to what we see. Alrighty. Look at us go. Ooh. What does this do? I guess we're supposed to come here. It wasn't like a secret area. Which I guess makes sense. We also got the Cogs, so... Okay, so... Then... What is above the... Oh, I know, I get it. I think I understand. Let's just jump in here. Whee! Oh, that was a solid scream. Okay. Ah! Hey, bad. Oh! We need to heal. Oh god, we don't have any full health packs, so we're gonna have to find some. What was I saying before we were rudely interrupted by those canines? Yeah, I think I saw a switch up there before we came back down, so I'm suspecting we probably had to put the cog in there anyway, so... we end up doing the right thing by accident. Yeah, there it is. Whee! Alright. Put that there. Yep. And I would love to see something like this actually functioning in real life. Like, I feel like this is definitely a movie trope. Like, these mechanisms, do you reckon these mechanisms are actually working kind of mechanisms in real life? I have a feeling you could probably make it, but whether these kinds of things still exist in temples, whether they even existed, you know, that's the other question. Right, if it does, that'd be really cool. Actually, speaking of, there is actually a mechanism, kind of a mechanism, that temples have. That is actually real, but you see it in movies sometimes, where there's channels of oil that run across like walls inside of temples, and you're supposed to light it, and it ignites the oil so that you can kind of see what's on the walls, and you can kind of make your way through the temple with light. That's actually a real thing. Those things actually really exist. We don't have another cog, do we? Okay, so we unlocked an area underwater. So I have a feeling we're gonna have to put the cog in there, then there's gonna be a switch probably over there? Maybe? Is that where we go? We went through here, that's just a cave. So, is there another underwater section that we missed? Oh, right, we divert the water by blocking this. So that's what this does. Right, that's why there's this gap, because this is going to fall into the hole. That's going to close. Right, that looks like a... Yeah. Okay. Oh, wait, hold on. We can't put a cog in there. Climb there, climb up. We jump to that wall, swing over here, perhaps. Alright, let's try that. Oh, sorry, apparently if we hold shift, we do a dive. How do we... circle? Shift. Woo! Yeah! Oh, I want to try this. I'm gonna dive off the waterfall. Woo! Oh, yeah! Worth it. Nope. So now we go this way, right? Yeah, okay. Come on. Imagine trying to do that in real life. Especially with that being where you fall. Oh. Ah, nice. Easily, so we can easily get back. Hello, butt. That was a developer saying, look at Lara's butt. Oh, I don't like this. This is where the dinosaurs are, isn't it? Or a bear! Oh! It made my blood run cold. Where you at? Oh! I wasn't even scared. Oh, I see. We're gonna jump on this and slide down to the bear. And poop our pants. Well, successful. That definitely scared me. I was even prepared for it too. I was like, we're gonna get raptors. Oh, I see. We gotta jump on top of them. What do we get? 50 cow. All right. What? Oh, cool. That saved us from dying. Great, now we're stuck here. Oh yeah, maybe we're not stuck. Let me through. Okay, hold on. Oh, I worked it out. I see. Jump to that platform and we jump, slide down. Yeah. Square. Okay, square. Spam everything. Yeah, pick it up. Pick it up. Get it. How can't I grab it? Do we have like a maximum amount of cartridges we can hold? I guess maybe there is. I'll say this whole like temple layout and stuff is very is much more intricate, like very different now. We've got like I don't remember this being in the game at all. Like it's a lot more windy, a lot more parkour and stuff. So they're definitely leaning into the climbing mechanic more, which I really enjoy. Feeling like I'm playing Prince of Persia. Don't you do it? Oh, Careful. Interesting, there's a slidey part. Which means that we are probably going to end up back here. This is a loading corridor if I've ever seen one. Oh yeah, this is 100% next level. And we're gonna get the dinosaurs in this, aren't we? Well, we recognize this, don't we? So I think this is a pretty good place to end the episode. This is a bit of a longer episode, although it'd probably be still 30 minutes for you guys. I'll cut it down, just so we don't have the tedium of me falling. But yeah, we have made it to the dinosaur area, so this is gonna be terrifying. So if you guys are keen for that, definitely stay tuned for next week's episode when we come back to. Well, I'm going to be continuing straight on, so we're going to be taking on the T-Rex. Now, I wonder, we didn't get any of the raptors immediately, so I wonder if we run out here, if we're going to get the raptors first, or whether we're just going to be confronted with the T-Rex. So, if you guys are keen for that, definitely stay tuned for next week. If you enjoyed this episode, please do hit that like button. Yeah, I'm not going to waste any more time. I just want to jump into the next episode. So, we're going to end the episode here. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a safe rest of your week, and we'll see you guys next time.